In this video, we're going to look at the part-whole meaning for a fraction. So basically what we're going to look at is we're going to look at proper fractions first. Proper fractions mean that the top number is smaller than the bottom. So a proper fraction would be something like 3/4, 5/9, 1/8. As long as the top number is smaller than the bottom, it actually, we'll just leave it at that the top number is smaller than the bottom. When the top number is bigger than the bottom is when it's called an improper. So these are all examples of proper fractions. Okay, awesome. Now, whenever we introduce fractions in a classroom, typically what happens is you start with shapes. All right, so the first thing that usually happens is maybe you start with a circle. So if we wanted to illustrate 3/4 with a circle, what we want to do is cut this into 4 pieces and then shade 3 of them. The problem is that we need to also make sure that students understand that this is not going to work. Right? Yes, it's cut into 4 pieces, but are all these the same? No, they're not all the same size. So when we're cutting, we have to cut it into 4 equal slices, or as close to equal as we can get, okay? And then I would shade 3. So this represents 3/4. Okay. Now, you can use the circle. You could use a square, mostly a square. Heck, I could even do the square again, but this time I could do it long and skinny. Remember, the deal is that they have to be the same size. So fair sharing. So here again, 3. You're probably wondering, hey Jen, what about a tape diagram? Okay, I know none of you are wondering that. But yes, you could also use a tape diagram. So here, a tape diagram would be here, and then we'll cut it into 4, and then shade 3 of them. Okay. So what they'll do in your Common Core homework books, your books for your kids, is that they'll have you guys practice this with different shapes. And you could help encourage students that if we gave them a hexagon or an octagon, how could you slice it into 4 equal pieces and get exactly 3 that you're going to shade? Okay, now obviously some shapes are easier to use than others. So what if I had to draw that 5/9? Okay, so let's think about 5/9. Do you feel pretty confident that you could slice this into 9 equal pieces? Meh. I'm not feeling this shape. This is not going to work out well for 5/9. This one actually will work out pretty well. We could draw 9 skinny little bits. But this is where the tape diagram kind of starts to win, is that it's easy to take a long, skinny shape and then divide it into the number of spots I need. And then shade 5. So as much as some of you may be tired of the good old tape diagram, it actually works pretty well for one of our shapes to use for shading and looking at the part-whole meaning. Now, you might be wondering, Jen, what do you mean by part-whole? So the top number, the numerator, is the number of parts we shade. The bottom number, the denominator, is representing how many total cuts we have in the whole shape. So part of the whole. All right, good luck with this shading problems in your homework and in the attached handout.